Give me a little bit of a background on how you got into doing your site, Equidaily.
Well, I was an internet geek right from the beginning. I was somebody who was an early adopter of the internet. I was also a big horse racing fan, and just kind of realized there was a lot of great resources out there for horse racing on the internet, going back, whatever, 9, 10 years ago. And one day I had one of those. We've all had the light bulb idea, and I had one of those sitting there thinking there's a lot of great stuff regards of horse racing on the internet, but wouldn't it be great if there was one site where you could find it all, where you could link to it all? And that's how I came up with Equidaily.
How much time do you spend putting that together every day?
It varies, day of the week, time of the year. Kentucky Derby time it's more, Breeders' Cup time it's more, Saratoga season it's more, but it'll vary between 2 hours to 4 or 5 hours a day.
Have you seen your site grow tremendously?
Yeah, absolutely. I can bring up web statistics that will actually print up a little bit of a graph, and it's a nice steady climb up from day one to today.
What's your site traffic like these days?
It'll kick in 5,000–6,000 a day.
You just got through with a great panel discussion on social media. Can you give us a little bit of a thumbnail sketch of what was discussed there?
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about new media and social media, and how Facebook and Twitter are going to affect racing, and there's already a lot of racetracks and racing organizations that have jumped on board those. I had a little bit of an opposing view to that, but I certainly think it's worth the racing game getting into those, because they could turn out to be the next big thing. I'm maybe a little critical of Facebook and Twitter, but I certainly believe in the blogs, and I think there's some great uses of video out there, YouTube, and certainly your blog and the video you use, I think is a great use of being able to tell some stories, otherwise make it overlooked, to kind of fly under the radar. So I think there are great uses of new media and the internet that tie into racing. We talked a little bit about those.
What do you see for the future of racing through this type of social media and internet?
I think, and I said this on the panel, I think the internet and horse racing have been a great partnership right from the beginning. If you went back 20 years ago, if a guy grew up in, let's say, Louisville and became a big horse racing fan and then moved out to Montana, he probably disappeared from the horse racing radar, because it would be tough to be a fan out in Montana. Now, though, with the internet, if you have internet access, you can get past performances, and you can watch races, you can bet the races, you can get racing news from around the world virtually every day, 24/7, all day long you can get it. So I think the internet has been a great partnership for horse racing, and I also said this at the panel. I think that killer application, and there's really going to be the perfect marriage between the internet and horse racing, is still waiting out there, still somebody's brainchild to be discovered. And I said, in regards to being similar to that little camera in the table at elevated poker, I think the internet has some secret out there waiting that is also going to elevate racing.
Well, thank you. I certainly look forward to keeping up to date with the Equidaily site.
I appreciate it, and I enjoy Mary Forney's blog. That's how I keep up with a lot of Southern California racing.